Ever gotten a marketing text super early in the morning or way too late at night and thought, hey, that's kind of rude? Turns out there are actually laws about that. If you're texting your customers and you don't know what quiet hours are, you could be violating regulations without realizing. So let's get into it. I'm Laryssa, and for a decade with my agency, Joya, I've been helping women-focused product-based e-commerce brands grow with more intention, creativity, and clarity. We ditch the marketing formulas that don't feel like you and build strategies that actually connect. So what are quiet hours for text message or SMS marketing? It's exactly what it sounds like. There are certain hours of the day when you're legally not allowed to send marketing texts to your subscribers. In the US, that's generally before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. Text messages are treated differently than email under the law because they're more intrusive. A text actually pings someone's phone, and it's not just sitting in an inbox until your subscriber can check it. So the law treats texting someone at 11 p.m. the way you'd treat a phone call at 11 p.m. I mean, unless it was an emergency, it's not okay. And it's important to know the law isn't universally the same everywhere. Some states in the US are stricter than the federal rule. Florida is one example of that. It cuts it off at 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. And if you text internationally, which a lot of brands do, France, for example, takes it even further. Quiet hours run 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., but they also block sending on Sundays and public holidays entirely. And that is actually enforced by the cell phone carrier themselves, not just by Klaviyo and other SMS marketing providers. So even if you technically send something on a Sunday in France, it probably just won't arrive to your subscriber's phone. These things are really important to know if you send text message, domestically, internationally, regardless. And all of this goes way beyond just being polite, being a polite brand. If you send outside of legally compliant hours, that's not just a bad customer or marketing experience, it's a full-on compliance violation. And violations here aren't hypothetical. I've actually spoken to founders in the e-commerce space, thankfully not my own clients, but those who've received lawsuits over quiet hours violations. And every single conversation, every example, it wasn't something they did intentionally or maliciously. Maybe it was a rogue automation that somehow slipped through the cracks or some edge case that nobody caught or anticipated. With the rules for SMS regularly changing and different states and countries having different laws, it can be genuinely difficult to do the right thing, even when you're trying to do the right thing and follow the rules. I think especially with automations or flows, which get sent automatically, could potentially glitch, not sending as intended. And there's also another layer that's kind of related to quiet hours that a lot of people don't know about. Some states even have laws that cap how many promotional texts you can send to someone in a single day. Florida, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Maryland all limit you to 3 promotional texts in a rolling 24-hour window. Now, I would not recommend anyone sending that many text marketing messages in general, but there are mistakes that happen, automations that glitch. Like these things are possible by accident. And so it's important to know it's not just about when you send, it's also about how often, depending on where your subscriber lives. Quick break. If you've been enjoying content like this, I actually put together a free study that's very much in the same spirit. I did something unhinged and subscribed to more than 360 real e-commerce brands to see what actually happens after someone hands over their email and phone number. And nearly half of them never sent a welcome email at all. I turned it into a full breakdown plus a step-by-step audit checklist you can run on your own store this week. It's free. Grab it at joyjoya.com/front door. Link in the show notes as well. All right, so here's how you actually account for all of this. The honest answer is mostly you don't have to build it all yourself. A platform like Klaviyo and most other text message marketing platforms, they have settings, rules, limitations about quiet hours that are built in because these platforms want to support their customers to do SMS correctly. And then you get to choose things like how it calculates someone's time zone, either by the phone number's area code or for recipients outside US and Canada by the Eastern time zone of whatever country they're in. And Klaviyo's own default window for quiet hours is actually more conservative than the law requires. So it blocks sending from 8 p.m. to 11 a.m. by default. You can adjust that, but it gives you a real buffer instead of you cutting it as close as legally possible, even by accident. And then as of this year, Klaviyo also added state-aware safeguards that handle this automatically. So it'll apply the right quiet hours and the right frequency caps based on exactly where each recipient lives without you having to manually track which states have stricter rules. If a message does get triggered during quiet hours, it doesn't just fail, it goes into a waiting queue and then sends automatically once the window opens back up. And if something like daylight savings time shifts, that is accounted for automatically too. So then you're not manually adjusting your settings twice a year. But you need to know, and this is why it's important to me to do this episode, even these automatic safeguards aren't foolproof, as I kind of mentioned earlier. Safeguards are based on things like area codes and IP addresses, and those data points don't always 100% match where someone actually lives. Someone could have a New York area code, for example, and be living semi-permanently in Florida. Someone could be traveling, someone could be using a VPN when they interact with your marketing messages. So these systems are built on the best available signal at the time and not certainty, which is why you can't just turn on the safeguard and assume that you're covered. You still have to know your own settings to the letter because the tools are a safety net, but they're not going to guarantee anything. A side note thing worth knowing, transactional messages like an order confirmation text, for example, are exempt from quiet hours by default since they're not promotional and they are a message that someone probably would need. However, you could turn quiet hours on for those too if you want to be extra careful. There's another specific safeguard you should know about as well. Klaviyo automatically blocks known SMS litigators from subscribing to your list in the first place. So those are people who have unfortunately made a habit out of threatening lawsuits over this exact thing that I'm talking about. And yes, that is a genuine category of person that exists. They go around trying to find brands that are violating these rules, even accidentally, and they sue them. Okay. So this setting, the known SMS litigator setting, is on by default in Klaviyo, and I would leave it on. But even Klaviyo is upfront that it's not a guarantee, it's the safeguard, it's not a foolproof shield. So my take here, I would say SMS platforms are genuinely trying to help you here. For example, Klaviyo's default settings and safeguards exist specifically so you don't have to be a lawyer to run SMS compliantly. So for the most part, go with what they recommend and don't fight the defaults just because you think it'll get you a few more sends in. But go with the defaults also doesn't mean set it and forget it. You need to stay aware. You need to know what your settings actually are, not just that you turned something on once. And if you're running SMS and you've never gone in and actually looked at how your quiet hours are configured, please go look. It takes a few minutes. I want to be clear about something as I wrap this up. None of what I'm saying is meant to scare you out of SMS marketing. It can be one of the highest performing marketing channels that you have. It's just more of a wake-up call for how seriously you need to treat it. So audit your own account, actually test your flows and scheduled sends the way you'd QA anything else in your business that matters. Don't just set it up once and assume it's fine forever. That's really the whole message here. I don't want to spread fear. I just want you to respect how much this can actually cost you if it's ignored. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more tips. And if you're serious about scaling your e-commerce brand through email and SMS, head to joyjoya.com to learn more.